Now we start with the hot banking apps. Anne, please come on stage. And Anne is an exceptional entrepreneur. I don't know when she did it, but I don't know if you can bring up the book. Oleg? Here we go. Anne actually wrote a book. Yeah. I don't know when you did that, because you're running one of the top European startups. Why did you write this book, and what is it about? Maybe you can...
Okay, everybody here is into FinTech. We all know each other. We all know what the apps are. But the majority of people have never heard of FinTech. And this book is for the ordinary people up and down the UK and various other countries who want to hear about how they can make their money better. So this is not for us, but it's a good read. So download it now, please.
You recommend to become a customer of Starling Bank in there?
No, but lots of our competitors are mentioned in there as well. So many of the companies you see here today at other conferences are mentioned in the book. It's all about getting the industry up there in people's consciousness.
Exactly. It's all a good course. Yeah. We're getting digital. Yeah. And here's the clicker.
Okay.
Or do we have an interview again?
Yeah, you interviewed
so many
me.
interviews.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Where do you want to sit? Maybe like this.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Sorry. Right.
So first of all, thank you so much for coming back. I think you recently, was it earlier this year, closed a quite big financing round. Can you talk a little bit about?
Well, everything about Starling is a bit different. Starling has recently raised a big round from Merian, a crossover investor, but we've also been awarded something called £100 million from the Capability and Innovation Fund. This is a very, very strange fund, because it's been set up to be awarded to the bank that can make the best impact on the SME, small business banking field in the UK. So what they did was to assess competitor banks and awarded £100 million to the bank that actually could make the biggest impact in the competition. So we have all that money to spend on technology and marketing to really sort of make a difference.
Where's that money coming from?
It's coming from, it came from RBS. RBS took government funding, EU funding, ECB funding, as part of the bailout during the 2008-2009. And that meant they had an unfair advantage. So SME banking is highly concentrated in very few players, and there's not many new guys on the block stirring things up. So the idea
is, I think, giving SME loans who came a lot, but you have a holistic product for it.
This is all about providing useful banking, really fundamental current account and lending products to SMEs. We were chosen, one of the couple of big players, big banks, to address this market, and we're out there building the best technology in the world to really change that, to make a difference.
Congratulations. So I think you have around 500,000 customers now?
I think about 650.
650?
Yeah.
So many of them are SMBs then?
No, that's a retail business. We have two businesses, basically. We have our B2C business, which is retail, which is growing very fast. Our retail business is a bit different from the profile of other neobanks. People tend to use us as a main bank much more. We have very high...
main bank?
Yeah, we have much bigger balances. Our balances actually hit the average for a retail bank after about 12 months. And after about 2 years, we're way above that. So we have a quite nice demographic. And additional, on top of that, we have business banking. And we have about 45,000, maybe 50,000 by now, whatever, businesses that use us for banking. And that's going really well. But because we built this new platform from scratch, we've opened up that platform in a very similar sort of concept to what Solaris has done. We provide banking services to the industry. We provide services to people like N26. We provide services to the British government. We provide services to the biggest banks in the UK.
How do you charge for that?
Fairly.
But is it a transaction or usage?
No, it's a transaction.
It's a license.
What we're doing really is using all the APIs we've built.
Leveraging the products.
Yeah.
Right?
And I spent a long time in traditional banking And I felt that we needed to build new technology from scratch. So in 2014, I quit my job, where I was running payments and technology across 30, 40 countries in Europe, to start a new bank. And this bank has been built from scratch with new engineering.
It's your dream bank you built.
It's my dream bank, yeah.
So what is so different there? Why do people sign up, or SMBs sign up? Is it the effortless use? Is it the rates?
I think that if you lead on rates is the wrong thing. We do pay interest, and we do sort of do all the usual things that banks do. But people love it because it gives us all the tools they need to manage their financial life, and people get engrossed in it and start using it and telling their friends. But we're part of a movement that's changing banking for the good.
Yeah, I mean, I like my banks, but I also like the ease of use of a banking app, right?
Yeah.
Now, you raised a lot of money recently. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to expand geographically, maybe? Are you building new products?
We're building out our SME products. We're building out a suite of technology that's really going to change SME banking forever. And we're also starting our European expansion. We're applying for a banking license in Ireland.
So you do?
Yeah, we have a passport into Ireland at the moment, and then we use that to go across Europe. So we'll be coming to Germany sometime soon.
Fantastic. What do you think will happen to the traditional banks? I think if we add up now all the accounts of those three companies here, and there's Tandem, and there's Monzo, which was in London, I think we're getting to something like 15 million accounts, something like this. But interestingly, the daily sign-ups are growing, so you have a progressive growth story.
This is
How is it going to be in 5 years?
It's going to be really exciting, because we don't know how the big banks are going to react. So at every single bank at the moment, they're all getting in their boardrooms and discussing what they're going to do. They're having meetings about how will they respond to this new industry. And they're plotting. And they're going to come up with a strategy to defend themselves. But I don't think it's going to be what we expect. It's not necessarily going to be, we're going to renew ourselves. They're going to copy every app we have. They're going to try to address piecemeal solutions to certain segments of the market. But they can't afford to actually migrate all their systems to a new platform. Because that's too risky. They have the money, but it's a risky thing to do. So what they'll do is decide either to be distribution or to be the back end. You'll see the big banks soon deciding where they're going to put their chips.
Yeah, interestingly, Deutsche Bank, who comes a lot to NOAH also, they have the strategy of partnering with the FinTech companies and slide in the products, like deposit solution, which is a saving product, is on their platform. So the customers, so they have kind of a partnering strategy. Surprisingly, I haven't seen lots of M&A, and as an M&A banker, I would have expected more to happen. Have you received the alt economy takeover?
It's very, very interesting, because I get an email from a big bank or their advisors every week saying, can we come and visit?
Yeah?
It's startup safari. Let's go and look at the new banks.
Okay.
But we have a situation where they're all doing the interventures, they're all doing the accelerators, they all have their new head of digital. They're trying to get together to have some great ideas. They occasionally have flanker brands, right, which is a speedboat that's going to get to market before the big oil tanker, can get there. And they're trying all these things, and not many of them working. You notice that Fin sort of it was the flanker brand from JP Morgan has just been cancelled. So everybody's trying to do something. And most of those things are not getting traction.
You have to do it from the bottom proper, like you built your platform 3 years, I think you told me.
Yeah, I spent 35 years. I was a computer scientist. I ran big technology outfits in these big banks for a long time. And I was so convinced I couldn't transform those organizations that I quit my job to start from scratch. And, it's working.
Sometimes you have to build new before you change something old.
Yeah.
And wonderful
thank
to
you
have
very
you
much.
back at NOAH. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck for your international expansion.
Good.